Good evening, good night, wherever you are. Welcome to the JB Quinnan Live. I thought I would wrap it up with y'all, you know what I'm saying, on my commute because it's just some things that don't make sense. You know, we all listen to the dating shows. We've always listened to Ricky Lake and Oprah Winfrey. And, you know, a lot of us guys, we just sat for the last 40 to 50 years and accepted all the rhetoric, the negative rhetoric about us as men, whether it's all men, black men, white men. We've just accepted the rhetoric. But I'm a logistical person, meaning I actually took a class called Logic, where we actually dealt with ideation and how, modus ponens, and just like logic is actually a thing. Like when people say it's not logical, it's not just something you say. Like there is actually a class called Logic. There is actually logistically exercises that help your logic and problem solving. Now, what I never understood as a man is when we are, in our 20s and 30s and sometimes 40s, we often heard women say that they like bad boys. Women have no problem telling you that they like bad boys. They like criminals, they like thugs, they like drug dealers, they like dudes that are in prison. They like all of those things, which is fine. Nobody's chastising women for liking what they like. But the issue is women that openly say that they prefer bad boys, they have children with these bad boys, and then of course, when these bad boys do not convert into good men, then all men become the problem. Women have the choice to select who they want. And for 50 years, women have been able to have the final decision-making power over childbirth. So I am trying to figure out a math problem. If women do not like nice guys and they like bad boys, when are they how do you produce a good man from a bad boy? And how is a nice guy not a good man? Those two things don't make sense. They only deal with bad boys, but are angry because there are no good men. A bad boy isn't a good man. So automatically, you've already X'd out that. Then a woman that says a nice guy isn't a good man. If a nice guy isn't a good man, then what the fuck is a good man? A bad boy ain't a good man because he's not good. He's a bad boy. It's in his title. So guys aren't good men and nice guys aren't good men. That means that good men don't exist. What is a good man? Logically, how could you want a bad boy, have a child with a bad boy, then become angry when that bad boy is not a good man and does exactly what bad boys do, which is cheat, steal, and kill, and deal drugs? That's what bad boys do. How could a person co-mingle DNA? How could a person make their beautiful child half of a bad boy and then be angry when that bad boy does not convert into a good man? So my question is, if you knew that he was a bad man, when was he supposed to be a good man? Was the vagina going to turn him into a good man? Were you going to baptize the man in your vagina and make him a good man? Is that how it works? Because I've never heard of a man, of a good man going, you know what, I'm going to turn this stripper into Claire Huxtable. I'll make this stripper Claire Huxtable. Yep. There is no society in which a man can openly find a woman of low to no value. A man cannot openly go find a woman that is addicted to crack cocaine who is a streetwalker. If a man has a baby with a streetwalker who is on cocaine, crack, and then complains that this streetwalker cocaine addicted person is not a good woman, what would you say to the man that in his 20s, 30s, and 40s dated streetwalkers that were on cocaine and then complain that there are no good women? Well, you would be like, well, sir, you weren't looking for good women. You were looking for streetwalkers that did cocaine. And then what if a man that only dated strippers females who dealt drugs, and women that were on cocaine. If a man only dealt with those women, and then also said, you know what, women that are nice, those aren't women, good women. Nice women aren't good women. I mean, they're just too nice. I could just walk all over them. I mean, if I could just walk all over a good woman, I wouldn't want her. She doesn't have any backbone. Women say the craziest things. Women say that they're looking for a good man, but then say if a man is too nice, that's not good because you'll walk all over him. That means you're not a good person. That means you're not a good person. You need a bad boy to be mean to you. That's your level. Your level. If you don't want a nice guy because you would walk all over him, then you don't want a good man. You need a bad man who's going to disrespect you, dog you. Like, eventually the logic has to equate. You can't say that I like bad boys, that I'm going to have children with bad boys. I'm not going to date nice men. Then in 40 years after dealers, killers, and bad boys, I'm going to be mad at all men, even the men that I said weren't good enough because they're nice. That is ridiculous. Something has to change in society, and it's not that women need to settle or this or that. Women don't need to settle this. Women need to understand what they are saying out loud. Women have to understand that if you openly choose and chase or allow yourself to be pursued by a bad boy, then you are not a victim when the bad boy does what he does, because there's no honor amongst thieves. And if you mess with a thief, drug dealing, killing man, what you think he's going to do to you? What about a bad boy says this is a good dad? What about a bad boy says that this is a good husband? What about a bad boy says that this is a potential good man? And why are so many women saying that all of the good men are in prison? So good men are criminals? Are good men criminals? I gotta know, because I'm confused. I've heard women say that all of the good men are in prison. So good men are criminals. Good men are criminals. Nice guys aren't good men, and bad boys aren't good men. What does that mean? The good guys are in prison, the bad boys aren't good men, and the nice guys aren't good men. No, nobody's a good man. None of this makes any sense. None of this makes any sense. Logically, it is not logically sound. And I genuinely pray that we just take more time in understanding the things that we say. We take more time in understanding the things that we say that we want. Because, again, nobody's telling women to settle. Nobody's telling women that, they don't deserve this or that and that and this. But, I mean, it's like a man that only works at McDonald's. Imagine if a man says that there's no good jobs out there, but he only works at McDonald's and Burger King. He never gets any skills, and he says there are no good jobs. Well, you go, well, bro, do you have any skills? Well, no. Well, I mean, I work at McDonald's. There are no good jobs. You're gonna go, well, what the hell? How could you say there's no good jobs when you avoid the good jobs? It's just ridiculous. It has to come to a point where there has to be more accountability, because a lot of guys that are not bad boys, that are nice guys and are good men, if they know that you have a past of dealing with bad boys, they don't want to deal with you. They don't. It's the same way, like, imagine, because I talk to a lot of black women. So, if there are black women listening, imagine if you're a black woman and it's like a black man that only dated white women, and now you're the first black woman that he dates. Do you feel different? Well, that's how good guys that know they're good, that never been to jail, don't hit women, don't have criminal records, that have property, have good credit. When they meet you and you're interested in them, then they find out that your baby daddy was in jail, that your ex was a criminal, that all your thugs, your exes got face tattoos. What about that makes a good man? What about that? Like, nobody, Russell Wilson is one man. Stop expecting Russell Wilson out of everybody. Russell Wilson sucks. He seems like a cool dude. He seems like a good dude, but he sucks. Like no guys, there are no dudes out here talk about I want to be like Russell Wilson. Only girls want a Russell Wilson. No dudes want to be. No men want to be Russell Wilson. No men. Not one man that I know wants to be Russell Wilson. Not one man. Not one man. So, in conclusion, we got to get it together. Thank you for joining the JB Quinnan Show. It was fun ranting and going crazy with y'all, but y'all know I'm right. I ain't tripping.